Hey everybody. Yep, it's another Get Out and Wander. This time, a little bit different. We're going to Bonaire. Gonna do some snorkeling, sightseeing, and whatever other adventures we can see. Next stop, Bonaire. And here we are, Flamingo Airport in sunny Bonaire. Let the fun begin. Bonfini to Bonaire. View from our apartment in Bonaire. So today we're going to take a drive south. Going to look down by the salt flats. Salt has been harvested from Bonaire for centuries. The salt pans out there, and the seawater flows through the ponds, and as the water evaporates, alkalinity is raised, and the salt that's left changes to a pink, caused by microorganisms that thrive in the high salinity brine. So this location is called Salt Pier, and when the ships are not here, we dive and snorkel. I don't know how long it takes for them to load one of these ships. We'll check later in the week, and maybe we'll snorkel here. Just south of Salt Pier is a strip of beach. I think this might be called Pink Beach, but there's a number of windsurfers out there right now, and it's also dive spots all along here. There's so many dive spots on Bonaire. It's one of the best places in the world to come for diving. These huts were constructed in 1850. They were used as slave quarters. They had slaves that worked the salt ponds then, and this is their sleeping area where they kept any kind of personal items. Originally, fires would tell ships where to anchor off the coast to get their salt. But then later on, the Dutch built obelisks like this, painted them in different colors, 4 different colors, and that's where the ships would anchor off of, depending on the grade of salt that they were purchasing. This lighthouse is called Lighthouse Willemstoren. It was built in 1838. The lighthouse was built for ships that were traveling between Curaçao and Bonaire. And it's the southern tip of Bonaire. This was an attempt to protect or warn ships of the rocky shoals. So we came to Lac Bay, but there's a bit of bad news here. There's a oil leak from a ship offshore somewhere, and the bay is closed off to surfing and swimming. Hey everybody, we're gonna get out and wander on Bonaire to a national park. It's on the north end of the island. We had a great time yesterday snorkeling at 1,000 steps. I know I didn't talk much yesterday, but we're just enjoying the day. Right now we're walking to where we parked the car. When you stay in the downtown area, there's not a whole lot of parking options, so we're out here on the main street. So we made it to Washington Slagbaai National Park. So they have a museum here at the visitors area. And it's got room with flora, fauna, geology. They have a presentation on life on a plantation during the 1800s. Playa Chiquitu is a sea turtle nesting area, and it is the only sand dunes on Bonaire. And this area is Boca Chiquitu. Cerro Grande is a 190 feet high terrace mainly consisting of limestone containing fossil remnants of coral reefs lifted out of the sea over millennia ago. The higher terrace is over 1 million years old, and the middle terrace is about 210,000 years old. There's a visible line separating the two terraces. You can also see where ancient tsunamis have heaved enormous boulders onto the flats.
It's 241 meters or 784 feet, and it is the highest peak on Bonaire.
Historically, the first business that was started up in this bay was by the Dutch West Indian Company in 1634. And over time they produced goat meat, salt, chalk, and charcoal for export. Business continued here into the 1800s, and then 1869, when slavery was abolished, it became too expensive to run the business, and it eventually was sold off to the Newman family. So we made it through the national park, and we took the long route. It took us 4 hours. We made a handful of stops, and there's another handful of stops to be made if you want. There is a very, very rough road that leads all the way through the park. So it's not a smooth sailing, but the sights that you see, they are well worth it. So now we're headed back toward Crowlandike, back to where we're staying.